The pressure is getting. The pressure is getting. The pressure is getting. Blackberries. So very so I know you can pay.
Why not just so very?
Is you to you know that the Aegean Zoom is a circle for.
But to do a circle for but to Hunisa.
Oh, dear.
Hunisa.
You are Uncle Angwana Yazwani, Penibu and Azwani. Wow, Green so very so still.
Debbie, okay, no one has so be dinking.
You will go for any tune for grass or down for say, I will come well, no Bayakas.
But woman in Payakada. Omani Payakada.
Oh, as I go, you would
have no Bayakas is here.
Countless examples are. Actually, say, I'm not food to me, mamma, fake fans to say, but wow, show, you know, mirror, no show one. Well, to Musa, the own president. Ah,
mirror on this way, president.
We will close to Mukase, and my chow party with any family. The pressure is getting. The pressure is getting.
Me, the way I see do MPP, and Yadia may be the idea MPP. You're charging me treason because of MPP. I'll never do anything to destroy MPP. Now, from 1992, when was say body and soul or didn't seek na who den nim dear abua MPP party a chair Canadian Japan. Na me kurani wia na makọ akọsẹ no ana ye party ti misramo obi obeba bia wantini anka adwuma ho asem na obeka Canadian Japan onye presidential material onye say no, let me tell you, we need bold men. Ye hia kukudrofo NDC for etutura asem no wanya obi anani edin na wantimi anko face NDC for ye besa opposition the mesra munya kukudrofo until say ye be kind the last constituency say me ye presidential candidate. I will never accept defeat. I will never accept defeat until the electoral commissioner comes out to declare. I will not. I will never accept defeat. Ekuna ye kono ehia bema a wo mu beta yachi enye sa wo de ye boy ya na mu dimirika ne mo adwane no makosi segu no enye sa na ye election in Africa to vote for a bold man ebiem last one me go transi obi ba wo say
ye to abaye wie ye research ewie ye nimse aban ene ye party ya ye mfomso bebre ewo ye governance no mo niema wo ho a afise ye beye ya anye ye mebi tu wo ho a ye ya anka ye hu from the background so a ye enti mejina ha ye nyina ha ye ka ho bi vice president, ministers, MPs, board chairman, appointees, yenyina ya yem from so pacho momfanche en why momfanche yenyina ya from so momfanche na yesua ye lessons nyame adom ena mode franka ne hyemensa me be ye president ambassadorium ya beleni ye lessons momfanche ambassadorium.
Citizens have to be told what to do. We have to put a stop. And so we have to put a stop to the situation. Galamsey, halt it for 90 days. Stop it. Everybody should stop mining in this country, regardless of the financial consequences. We have to agree that for the next 90 days, I'm not talking about even a state of emergency, 90 days, rainy season, let's clear our water bodies, let's engage how we go back to mining. If tomorrow I want to put up polls that put myself ahead of others, I'm sure that I can have some friendly posters do same for me. They do not concern me. Most of these polls are psychological operations on the system, totally meaningless. I don't intend to sponsor polls in my favor. I'm sure that shouldn't be in any doubt that if I wanted to, I could.
Party no da. Me dey me feel say almost some party now almost dobi my party no. Oma risk especially from 1992. Dey ho abafore into ono no nye sika no na besesan. And a presidential elections nipa ne dɔɔso a sika no san na ade be ma no besesan na hyebre. Wa ma no an 200, 300, 400, 500. And when se nipa hyebre, will be tam 50,000 ma na and there e betimi a confuse you. Tina me ka say super delegates no yenyim free o. Me that party as so mo team ase. When na me feel say Senkema all the former polling station executives. Ade so her party in say polling stations no. Me agina secretary me the book bi by say. Me pese ye hwe party no article 3 na talks about membership. Ese tembia na review membership na afi so mo ye meetings. Party no ye meetings. Ye twa elections beba na ye beto aba na nipa bi di America. We a polling station executive no adwuma ne say obeto aba o. We adwuma ne say una be lead the party's advocacy e wo ba bia o. Wo no. Nti se nkola enyini ye be register on posters, one MPP ni, one MPP ni, one na obetimi a convince ye mo adwuma. Na ekoba ne say party no any source adwuma nti ye say ye to aba mo amoye say adwuma. Mo na mbeto. Any a friend of delegates. I feel almost refi or my Jumana Delman, and no more from delegates. And say interview a colleague because you know, be MPP delegate. There is no such position as delegate in the party's constitution. Anyhow. So, Nekobano sa anya presidential and who or parliamentary no. Say parliamentary a restricted area. Be a nipa 1,500. And you obit Mr. was what TV 1,000. Na watch it. The next day will be out of fridge 1,000. No akoche. Also, Kumasi and Ghana na yet communal houses. Maybe MPP ni, also MPP ni, just that way a polling station executive. Ukoba now the TV aba. Ukoba wouldn't my bro here. Ukoba with the fridge aba. Na me yesu ko hwe wo yirin kwan mu enam na ADF rusani ehuru mi. Obahem say, "Eh, na kwabran wo party no uka ho." Edru se wo koto aba. Afi osi enyina nkoye adwuma na ohwe onim din eno no 2 million na anto aba amaye no e ka ho kese pa yo na mi aka so beye no eye de na ra wo beye yo na mi aka so beye no eye de na ra beye only pan to me say mo kwai aside from to me say no kwai yo na mi aka so beye no eye de na ra wo beye only pan to me say one pine. Aside from to me say no pine. You know me a cast up bay no. Eya da na ra bay. Me say ade a wusua ehun adwuma pe enye den a nkwara betimi enye adwuma pa engineering. Enti sa de amia me di sika anya me aboa me amenya e wa America ho no. Ene me namfofo mbeboa me ama metimi yesa ade no. Me dey share engineers 130, medical doctors 20. Now me see me you happy and so no the one na ekono nkwala ni we COVID time na ndo mo call UMAT afia bi nka no mo ya duasa baako
Mfie na yachi sankola aduasa baako no omu nyina graduate a ye 31 engineers as abere omo obosomhwe omu wie no no kwa asori ene etwa photo we aha de ombia matu ye bedu bechem ni bechia me ho nitumra no ma kire osie se me kan kire o se me president a constituency bia afi bia de nkwara wo ha ebeko engineering school de nkwara aduonu ebeko medical school a na ye bi eduomamu ni nyina so betimi adan aye
unin mudia natural resources is a curse ebekum ebeduwa anu ana do beko asamado
Visa contest is here. One-on-one, my opportunity and meet aspirants in Wukahu. You are the best.
This is the doing of the Lord. My eyes have seen the goodness of the Lord. I can't explain His mercies every day. Testimonies all around. This is the doing of the Lord. This is the doing of the Lord. My eyes have seen the goodness of the Lord. I can't explain His mercies every day. Testimonies all around. This is the doing of the Lord. Hallelujah. How can I explain the miracles I see? How can I explain the
pressure is getting the pressure is getting the pressure is getting
ya sabe ko ya no a ayagalamse say ya baba ko school ayagalamse from Ansuan Mutu anya kwanta abaye duma bia ne anuma ayeye efri tete bapem na galamse ne ya nananuma ya no mkom krachi na abeso ya so sa mutu say aso a ya ne ya to aba no ya pasa galamse duma ko suntina ya to aba no enti sa abai wotu unkofo ogum sa omomra no mama be stop galamse omomo ba sika eno amoba je omwia omasanso aduma ba na omanso a aduma bia ne a ya ne abiriye ene akasa esasa police ni ba eba ba ya sapa no akwa na ya ne adakom akwa busumi mienu nie hwa ebi ma nko school ebi ma enko school ya tete anu musema obi afri Accra Kasua asisa police cars de aba ebi sisa asomade oba na so machine wantimi antu a watutun niama na de kwa wasisa watiti lobed e de aba sa abai e na asomo na watrake machine ono ade ni po wokoda akobusa na so a aso betu tuo
national security near police phobia omo ba ya omo se afidie a esisi kromi ana omo befa ene so o befa sesei aban na blagala say obi anfa ne no mama fie be 3 weeks ni edi video be sisi fie edi say wo so wo befa pa de video no fie de e mam kwan edi e bobo obelia say video de ye ma omo mfa ba akokra anko enti e nyina ye pinche saa ana ye de video no e amom mfa anko enti e wa na ya police for no e sa omachi a omde ko ye say ne saa bre eni e won shoot de e kokọ so na ye se de sifie kwa de eni baba akoply na say ye de ko hospital nti oni asisi a ye nyina anti ya hwe ade enti say video ni de ye no kro mpa ye si ya bro 3 weeks wo de ma mo hwe hu na e hu kra wo enye ne e na ye adwuma aban ni de atie ni pa ye hwe de ono a de ba koduro The Obaka Kodron, and the engine, I will say, Bay Jumo, Yanya Jumo, any problem. They say, if you're dear, yes, if you're dear, and not dear, Mamma Befa, and dear, you are not some.
Yeah, make a show my opinion and say, yes, no, you are your mamma. Often an into form, you says, I didn't know Kutia and Akufuado. Emma Nabino, Sabre, when you should be, and the best, your mamma, sir. Often an into form, Nasa Breno, and you Bobby Woma, or Mumfania may be enquiry because Sabre may be a packet of Fidias. As if you, but 2 months in it, 3 months in it, young Quaduma. A DNT now, police for it, but my buffy, so mobile 5 day, and yes, so many nimra from. Of you, na the Omoyano, and why a son of yes, Cadia, now unim so Mujeska, so unim. So Mujes come by Mujes Cabebre, Omujes Cabebre, but Omubaya, Yanes Camo, Mona, Fidia, Sifia, Omubabefa, and Tiana Yasi, and pre your bodet. Miss, I'm done for say. Masum Patasia, na way, and a moment of Moka, a sound watchy, Nasato should be a ma, or Mocano, or the boat from. I know. Would you mean a quiet say, Uncle Saka? What I say, the Jana, so Jana Quine, Emma Wako. By the woman say, I can't say, one no charge over that charge, no. So, well, yeah, was all for a video. A video is off Akono. Sabi and Prediasa. Maybe I know what is Gako machine. Maybe I best 30 billion, and now 28 billion. No, got a machine, no. Sally Pano. Every ground 1 billion will be done. What I say? Now, what was over for machine I call or a bomb machine it you. And a credit me or cast out some trouble there. One here. Yes, I said, the best, and your papa. 80 Sebastian, I was no grand. I'm not gonna say. That's all I tell you about the sea. So, just here, that's a member of 500, number 200 million. That's also one just here. That's also a former machine I call, and that's a bomb machine to the air. And the Messi grand. Stop the guarantee. President Mama, I had the money there, Bosco. Yeah, and says you. Yeah, and Nicholas. Move the return and stop the guarantee. So I'm moving to you. Where I said 24 billion, where I'm going to yeah, Robert. Where's your rubber? I am one of your Robert. See the seat. Come move the whole team. Stop the guarantee. Yeah, there's money for you. Yeah, see, what's all? Yeah, see, yeah, what's in it, Paso? So, what's in it, Paso? Stop the guarantee. Stop the guarantee. Yeah, golden on the end. Yeah, 2 golden over. China going to the corner and the moon. Yeah, you see Scano higher. Yeah, this Scano. Let's see, go to one. What's the stop the guarantee? Stop the guarantee. Stop the guarantee. I do my band and fire of Ghana. Yeah, the incentive of your fire of us here. A year, Jumano. Ah, killing one, we're full of condition. Now moving to the radio. And I'm moving you or I'm moving Yans. I say, Brazilian and Mamma, Enye. Brazil, Mama, Enye. Papa, that's right, the higher, and for the cyber truck to the US, Abagana. Satawale, I said, your form higher Ghana. Now, so what crack I'm 73 billion, Momodia Aba. Roswell, no, or the Aba. Namuda, moving to Ghana and I stop like I say, Kenyan says so. Tell a phone good for us in the moon. Yeah, keep on the block. Yes, I have returned one man in Paye. We're trying to get to our. We're 24 billion. You are come out 10. Now the whole team, move the whole team trying before 8 powerful. Move the whole 2 upon 4. Move the breakdown 8 to a support hold a deep hold up. What you need to do? And you have returned one money by a. I'm saying they get to me that year 2 gold. Over me down my gold one. I'm on our 8. Maybe I will turn the York to work as I said. See.
Government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it.
Mo hu gold omu fie. Mo ko fa excavator o.
Ah, the gold.
Aba fie hwe. Now the thing say mo ka background no. Ti.
Beyi gold na.
She.
Papa. Yeah, the only one any bany fie no why. Yeah, fie why. You benya baby ada.
Yes, o see you fie ni mo. Mo benya baby ada. Omungu dining go. We me shop ase Ekumase. Ekumase anye krofo ma asafu pe. She. And that's all your choir as a gata. We say NPC will pass over a gata and as obey Obegukan to Kota. I shall only be okay, Ashtown. I had only be MP no. Obenu was or Kojinai. Hi.
Hey, Charlie.
Charlie de Charlie.
Oh, do you hear? You're home, baby.
No go to Mufie. No coffee excavator.
Ah, the gold.
Aba fie. Now the thing say mo ka background no. Ti.
Beyi gold na.
She.
Papa. Yeah, the only one any bany fie no why. Yeah, fie why. You benya baby ada.
Yes, o see you fie ni mo. No benya. O benya baby ada. Omungu dining go. We me shop ase Ekumase. Ekumase anye krofo ma asafu pe. She. And that's all your choir and as a gata. We say NPC will pass over a gata and as obey Obegukan to Kota. I shall only be okay, Ashtown. I had only be MP no. Obenu knows or Kojinai. Hi.
Hey, Charlie.
Charlie de Charlie.
Oh, do you hear? You're home, baby. At no so they are where come up, then soon in sunny. Now I quite say what was a sa. Na fie bi edaye nin no yen kora mo ya yarefo na wo de sa ten wa ba kokora na wuko why na kwa kotunya
asase die enyine nim say yes no enim fefe ni kwani ai gbafa yo eso jima ni o mani enti anu anere ye be se na adidie fisi wa anko ya wonidi e be se jima agui kam se for 3 million.
We have to tackle the issue of Galamsey rather seriously. Let's see how we can solve that problem, because this is a clear indication of some of the effects, yes, of Galamsey.
Far from being tackled, Galamsey is now so widespread. Miners are moving onto the river itself. Strange new boats are appearing that can suck up silt from the riverbed, sidestepping the need to dig pits along the river banks. But the constant churning has turned once pristine waters murky brown. The shorelines are scarred, cocoa plantations crushed by the heavy machinery that is dragged across them.
This is the kind of distraction that we see in the society.
Wasn't the Ira? Hey, wasn't the Ira?
No, I think the same we took the.
No, yeah, no. The police for no best escort. Security more escort you.
I'm going to China for Castle.
Many hambre. Mo.
Who go school? Hey, who go school? Hey, me puso asama ojina. Hey, why? Ha. Ojina say. Go, mama police for abecho. Go, chiraba mama police for abecho. O aka kitwa. Wan ko to ano. Ha. Me she black na guzo no. Who go school? One could do chat. Let's start with you as him. Hey, why could do? Why? Go to you. Ha, Michelle Black in the one. Move a school, my band penny for no. What's that? Who post school now, baby? Nanny, a sound call. Yeah. Hey, blah. Hey. 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 Ha. That's a goom. Yeah. Oh, to get down. Hey. Who did I say? That be way, what did I say? Wouldn't you have a corner? Hey. Would you not cast three? And I would not say. To friends say. Who went to KBC? Wouldn't me? Hey, and now you could go channel. Hey, I broke Ghana and penny 4 pounds. Where someone could do. Hey, a first sample, you know, save you. Some pro pa. Hey, Chinaman Costa Mamusia. So what? Obaba. Obaba. Sir.
Abrano, Allah, Yama, my back, okay. On over my phone, get on the day, so yet Timbalano. So, my brother, oh, you all that at the event. Oh, I'm back to her. What you could do my TV now. Allah, you're ready for I know what that is. Small boy. Be 4 years. So, Allah, there's so. But you're ready. You watch my phone, I watch about it. Watch my phone, there's Allah. When they say because I'm saying there, Mama, what I'm now, there's also bracket, only brackets, yet the thing what I know. Of course, you go when you're man yet, so it's small boy, the map over.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, Oh, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now. Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, a very good morning to you and you're welcome to the program. It's the 20th of October, 2025. You're welcome to Good Morning Ghana. And of course, with the wisdom granted us by the Almighty, we thank Him for giving us yet another day to go through the issues of the country. All right, so we'll start off with the headlines of the newspapers. And I'm starting with the Daily Graphic. And the Daily Graphic says that $100 million deal sealed. E&P buys out Azuma Resources, entity now wholly Ghanaian owned. And that's what you have on your screen. Ecoswell presents life jackets to Karachi West. IMF commends Ghana's approach to exchange rate management. Ghana, New York deepen policing cooperation. That's for the Daily Graphic. Ghanaian Times. Press to launch $1.5 billion free zones industrial park tomorrow. IGP Yohunu strengthens Ghana-US police ties. Minister calls for renewal of Water Lake Safety Project. I'll relocate most key ministries to other regions. Daily Guide. I'll relocate some key ministries to other regions. Kennedy Ejapong. E&P seals $100 million deal. That's Azuma Resources acquisition. New management announced. Mahama to launch $1.5 billion free zones industrial park. Heath Gold Fields revives Bogoso Prestia mine. Hisense donates H60 ultrasound to hospitals. The New Crusading Guide. Trouble looming at Spintex as Regimental Gray's lawyers petition IGP over police complicity in unlawful land occupation. Africa Monologue Challenge Season 3 officially launched. Baumia promises to involve grassroots in governance with annual constituency meeting to address their needs. Gomwa Wasa Jasighene constructs boreholes for communities. Also in the news, recruitment scammer busted. Dansuman police nab Eric Owusu Abuaje over alleged 25,000 Ghana cedis scam. Gomwa Ejumako gets new Daduhene. Africa Monologue Challenge Season 3 officially launched. That's at the top right corner of the New Crusading Guide. The Herald newspaper. Napo and Dubik Mahama 9 billion Ghana cedis ECG container scandal handed to Attorney General. E&P secures global partners for 1 million ounces Azuma Gold project in Ghana. 350 million investment, 350 million, that's million US dollars investment rolling. Ex-Buffer Stock CEO wife in court this week. Airport Hills, Labonian Tamale Pusiga property surface. DVLA to expand operations with new Ultra Center in La to enhance motorist convenience. Eye doctor threatened to withdraw services from private health insurance firms. Former Chief of Staff Kojo Piening Berry's sister on Saturday. May her soul rest in peace and condolences to the family. The Inquisitor. Startling revelation, hawks after KIA Terminal 1. Simple question. Where is former National Security Couple Mr. Kweku Asumeni? TCDA boards confers with institutional and regulatory stakeholders. Regimanuel Gray frustrated by police in inaction on court order. The Daily Post. Government will be able to exit current IMF program come next year, BOG assures. BOG governor assures. Mahama reaffirms Ghana's commitment to deepening relations with Grenada, MOUs signed. Engineers and planners complete $100 million payment of Azuma gold acquisition. The Daily Statesman. Tokorno seeks court order to stop appointment of successor. Aduchum pledges free university for every Ghanaian. Okay. UP versus MPP. The thought of passing off in the use of brand name. Let's serve with loyalty. Afenyomarkin rallies minority ahead of parliamentary session. Baumia's Bono East tour shows rising delegates' confidence. The Ghanaian publisher. Afenyomarkin rallies minority. Be Ghana's backbone, not just critics. EMP seals $100 million Azuma acquisition. The top right corner says Bono East roots for Dr. Baumia. The Custodian. Afenyomarkin files minority up for parliament tomorrow. My victory will be for all. Baumia promises unity. Amaleba contradicts Puaman committee claims on CJ removal petitions. Ecozoil donates life jackets for safety on Volta Lake. Kweku Obeng Ajay appointed CPS head of corporate affairs. The Economy Times. Ghana's World's International Investments Development Support Communities at IMF World Bank joint meeting. Momentum builds on digital credit as BOG is set to open applications early November. We also have in the highlight FX market works in reaction to prevailing conditions. BOG dismisses charges of manipulation. The Business and Financial Times. Health Goldfields revives Bogoso Prestia mine. Mining ongoing gold production expected soon. In entrepreneurship, Standard Chartered empowers top 5 female-led enterprises with 627,500 Ghana cedis to harness technology for growth. EMP completes $100 million payment, takes full control of Azuma project. Now, in the economy, BOG eyes bigger reserve as gold inflows hits $8 billion. And then we also have Kajol deepens CSR footprint with ultra-modern ICT center in Nyinahining. And in the feature, has the economy taking a good turn? The real truth, challenges and opportunities for youth. And there's an article written in the Business and Financial Times. Remember that the governor of the Bank of Ghana is saying that we'll exit IMF by next year. Ghana Post charged new calls for growth and Digital Transformation. Comes with a picture of the Minister for Communications. All right. And by the directive of the state principals, we gather here again to share our opinions on exactly what's going on in the economy. Let's take a quick breather. We'll be back shortly with the guests.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Chia winning Nara, me ding edge baby dapa, me dear sonko crane bremo. Now did what you animal with you and the ed depana me de bremo. And no any summer spices. Summer spices in here, and we will remember various flavors. Ubenya a yako, Ubenya nemchi, you do good jollof woman and we get there. Ubenya you do good quam, you do good for you. Hot nako pibito, na Emma with Piani, and yet day. When you mean ya, young con your cocoa now for Eka.
Down when you communicate to me, oh, enjoy Uduba, that Samu spices. One in the essence, don't fight. Samu spices in a Sabi, daddy so say. Samu spices, Moon Samu.
Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices,
In Sanaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Yawa chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Bebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
Hooray, Ghana! The Ministry of Transport and its agencies invite you to the Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2025. It's the first of its kind in Ghana. From 22nd to 24th October 2025, the World Trade Center Accra comes alive with cars, ship, train, logistics and plane dealers all in one place. Are you a modern car dealer? Do you sell electric vehicles? Then this fair is your platform to shine. Students and the general public will experience free electric car test drives, thrilling maritime showcases, and even free helicopter rides. All 15 agencies under the Ministry of Transport, plus global car dealers, airlines, logistic giants, and investors will be there with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as our guest of honor. Register now at info.digitaligh.org, 0244-613-246, or visit our website www.transportlogfair.org. The Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2025. Beyond movement, resetting Ghana's transport future.
uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Trout from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter what you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God apple boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Smart, bold, unapologetic. This is Annie Ampofo. The voice of reason, a force of media. She's the one Ghana turns to every Monday morning for the headlines that matter and the conversations that shape all of us.
And on the basis of Article 34, that's the Directive Principles of State Policy, we meet here again this morning, and you're welcome to Good Morning Ghana.
And when the afternoon rolls in, she's back, cutting through the noise, asking the tough questions, and bringing clarity to the issues that matter.
A committee to investigate containers carrying ECG cables that are meant for Ghanaians or meant to provide light for the good people of Ghana.
In the morning, in the afternoon, Annie Ampofo isn't just reporting the news. She's shaping the conversations that shape all of us. Annie Ampofo, smart, fearless, unmatched, only on Metro TV.
In Ghana's evolving economy, staying informed isn't an option. Business never sleeps, markets shift, deals are made, power moves happen. From the boardrooms to the marketplaces, from government policies to global market trends, we bring you the insights, the analysis, and the strategies that shape your money, your business, and your future. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. on Good Afternoon Ghana Business on Metro TV, your ultimate guide to Ghana's evolving business landscape.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. I am in the studio this morning with my guests. Before I actually introduce the guests, let me just do this quick one before I forget. Kofigo has sent me this message, and I'll just do it briefly so it doesn't escape me. It says, happy 61st birthday to a mother with a golden heart, former member of parliament for Ablekuma West constituency, former Minister of Communications and Digitalization. And you say, this one I'm not the one saying it to, you say, incoming General Secretary of MPP, Madam Esla Owusu Akufo. May God continue to protect you, bless you from the family, especially Kofi Chemating and Na Dede. So, Esla Owusu, today is your 61st birthday to you, a very pretty woman, I guess. Happy birthday to you, Madam Esla Owusu Akufo. And that is from Kofigo and maybe the team to you. But on that note, let me also wish the former Attorney General a belated happy birthday. Yesterday was your birthday, Marietta Abreu-Oppor, Madam Marietta Abreu-Oppor. She is the legal advisor to the President, John Dramani Mahama. Marietta Abreu-Oppor, yesterday was your birthday. Happy birthday to you. We wish you a very good life. All right. We get into the program. My guests this morning with me are in the person. First, I start off with Tabitha Piayene Ayila. She is a member of the MPP communications team. She's also a deputy spokesperson for, is it deputy or what? Deputy. Or what? Oh, a communications aide.
Yes,
to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. How is he doing?
He's doing very well.
Is he in Accra or is still?
The last time I checked, I think that was Bono, but I heard he came to Accra. But okay. I don't have full details about where he is currently.
Okay.
I know he's still doing his campaign, and the campaign is picking up. People are actually, receiving the messages that he has for them. So far, we've seen that his campaign has been about ideas, has been about we trying to have a reflection of what happened and what we can take from those things that happened, the fallouts, and then how to rebuild ourselves and to regroup and win power come 2028.
He said he wants to unite the party after he wins.
Yes.
But there's a united party now. It comes from the original UP tradition.
I think it's not
became
true.
Members of the MPP, and now they are gone back to Sankofa.
The truth is, anything that is done out of pain, out of defeat, doesn't stand. And I think they shot themselves in the foot by even using the butterfly as their symbol. I think that was their first symbol. Are they still using it? Mm-hmm. If you look at the life cycle of a butterfly, it undergoes what we call a complete metamorphosis. And that is what they did in the political space. They started off as movement for change, then completely decided to go back to a tradition they once belonged to. I think this new tag they have put on themselves is a stolen tag, and it wouldn't stick.
Hey.
Oh, yes.
Hold on.
The original UP tradition is there. And this one is born out of, as I said, pain, and it will not stand. We have a lot of examples to, rely upon and to understand that what they are doing will not go anywhere. And I feel for the young people in the party, the very young people who have their future ahead of them. You are following a leader who has enjoyed under His Excellency John Kufuor. He enjoyed under his watch. He had appointments in the two regimes. He went into Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's regime. He enjoyed 2 appointments.
So allow me to introduce Prof. Let me introduce Prof. Professor Benedict Afosu-Mensah is a lecturer and also a member of the NDC. Prof, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Why were you giving me signs? Signs and
I
wonders.
mean, for now, it's a political platform, so I'm a member of the communication.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, I take it out. I was a member of the NDC communications team. Prof, you're welcome once again. It's been a while.
Yes,
it's been a while. How have you been?
Well, it's fine. We are around. Once in a while, I travel out, but generally.
The last time you came here, we did a lot of education on the Galamsey activities. I will get there, but for now, let's deal with this issue of politics and updates that have come. At least adding value into our political space. We are a multi-party democratic country, and so it's allowed for political parties to go through the right policies and the law to emerge. And one has emerged. I like the fact that the UP emerged quite early. We didn't wait until election year. Normally, when the new parties come in, they want to wait until maybe it's getting closer to election before you hear new parties and names coming up. But this one is good that it's coming quite early, so that we see how they move through, the fizzle through, maneuver their way through until election year. Let's see how that's going to happen. We will speak with Solomon. Also, do we have him? Okay, let me allow you to continue your submission. And then
Yes. So I feel for the young people who are following them. As the MPP has already indicated, there is an amnesty for them to come back home. And that amnesty extends to them. They shouldn't follow, people who are marching them into, a pit that they may not be able to come out of. You are young, you have your future ahead of you. You need to understand that politics is not just about who you admire. You also have your own political life to think about. And so the very young people who are lost in all this confusion, I'm just here to remind them that the MPP is ready to take them back, and our doors are always opened for them to come. And as I indicated, the complete metamorphosis, we will all see how it will fizzle out. I believe that the butterfly's life cycle is very short, and so I don't see them crossing 2028. I don't see that.
You don't see them crossing 2028?
No, I don't see that. After 2028, they may just, get out of the system, just like how NDP, we don't know how, I don't even know whether they are still there and if they may even go back to contest again. It's normal and it is expected in our body politics.
Okay. Let me ask, if the NPP has forever shut their doors or shut its doors to persons who are bitter and have even gone to the point of resigning, like Alan Chemating, who is now the leader of the United Party Plus, UP Plus, as they say. You have completely shut your doors to such people, because when you extend the hand of olive, it was to people who were just bitter and were out ranting. But there was a clause to those who have actually resigned that for them, there's no way. Is it what's it called? A brick and mortar case where they are not even allowed to come back to the party if they ever wish?
I think that one is for the leaders to, determine whether they can rescind on that decision or not. But look, there are times that when people leave, you just have to let them leave. And when that time comes, there is nothing you can do about it. You just let things, die their natural deaths. People at times get aggrieved or, get bitter in a political party. But the way you go about it is also very important. You are right to cry if you've been slapped. You are right to to shout if you've been, if they are trying to silence you or something. But you should understand that where your rights end, another's own arises. And so whatever you do it in moderation. Just like they say, when your child happens to, defecate on your laps, you don't cut it off with a knife, you use water to wash it. So if there are problems in the political party and, you want to address it, you need to understand that there's a way we address issues that, doesn't take you out of the scene completely. You understand? But I don't think I'm in any position to determine whether those people will be asked to come back anytime soon or not. That decision can only be taken by the leadership of the party.
Prof, let me have you coming.
Well, thank you.
Your opinion. Because this one is not your house matter.
Well, good morning to our cherished viewers and to you once again. And then I want to once again remind all of us as Ghanaians that we are in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so if you have not gone to check yourself, I encourage you to walk to any health facility to do that. Now, we are not just talking about women, but men are also, getting that. So let's all go for screening. Early detection, they said, can solve the issue of treatment. Well, the issue of UP, as you said, well, it's really not something we bother our head over it. But just to indicate that, well, I think for us as a political party, NDC is inured to our benefit because we know that a house divided cannot stand. And also the fact that I understand where the group who are now calling themselves UP are coming from, that if you're an individual or you're a group and the group seems to have lost their identity, it is just fair that people who think that, yes, MPP have lost their identity should, regroup themselves and bring back the party or bring the identity that they knew from the beginning to themselves. And that's what Alan Tremanti is doing. And of course, Ghana is a multi-democratic country. And so if people want to form political parties, they are allowed to do that. But I would just say that, well, it is good for our democracy because we are growing. And people think that it's always been NDC, MPP, and so there's a need to have a third force. And so probably the UP is becoming a third force. But to us as a political party, NDC, it's to our benefit because once they are divided, it means it gives leeway, and I'm sure probably NDC will be in power maybe for the next 20 or 30 years because we are united. Our identity is still intact, unlike them who lost their identity, and some individual feel that, no, this is not the party that we joined when it was formed in 2000.
But it's a similar thing you faced when persons within your party, also went their way, setting up their own parties, but maybe eventually, but apart from Nana Kunedo Agyemang Rawlings, the rest actually, I stand to be corrected, but I think everybody else came back.
Yes, they came back, but you see, this had happened before. They said once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah.
I mean, Alan moved out of NPP before.
Yeah.
And, people went to persuade him to come back with some promise that, yes, there's going to be some line of leadership that, well, if you allow His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo at that time, to be the flag bearer, it will be your turn the next time.
Yeah.
And I believe that was the reason why during the rerun, I think Alan didn't even contest again. He just allowed Nana to go because it was like a gentleman agreement that, okay, you go, and after your turn, you will support me to go. But it looks like Alan has been beaten twice. So when it was time for Alan to be given that mandate, people feel that no, there's this person that maybe we can use more to achieve our objective or our aim. And so Alan was, again, sidelined. And so I believe that he's been beaten twice. And so they say when a snake has ever bitten you before, if you even see an army worm, you will think that that's a snake and you will take some precaution. And so, well, it happened in NDC, but these individuals did not really go through the kind of thing Alan has gone through.
Okay.
I mean, putting myself in his shoe, I would equally feel very bitter and feel betrayed by the trust of people who we all trusted.
Okay, so as you saw on your screens, one of the very trusted senior men of the MPP, formerly of the MPP, now with the United Party, Boniface Abubakar, is a chairman of the party. He's the chairman of the party, and that's what you saw Solomon Osu do the introduction. But Solomon Osu has joined us by phone, so let's speak with him, and then we will continue the discussion. Ms. Osu, thank you for your time. You're welcome to Good Morning Ghana.
Thank you for having me on.
And I presume you've had quite a busy weekend after the party launch. Congratulations to you on your new party.
Thank you very much, and then good morning to your cherry viewers.
There's been a lot of talk about the coming up of this party or the formation of this party. You've had the opportunity to respond to quite a number of accusations, reasons behind the setup or the blooming of United Party. Maybe on this platform, you will give us the exclusive explanation or reasons for the setup of the UP Plus.
Thank you very much. Yeah, as you are aware, we left the MPP in September of 2023. When we left the MPP, the original idea was to form a political party. But then it was barely 14 months into election 2024. So when we looked at the processes of acquiring or securing the political party license, we realized we couldn't do it in record time to enable us file a presidential candidate to contest in election 2024. And so we looked at the options available and realized that if we were to ask Alan to contest as an independent candidate, that would be a very short route or easy route to get him on the ballot. And that is why we made him to go as an independent candidate and form the movement to serve as a special purpose vehicle to help him in his campaign around the country. So let it be put on record that the movement for change was never a political party, but more or less a special purpose vehicle or a pressure group that was supporting Mr. Alan Kyerematen in his bid to win as an independent candidate. After the election of 2024, we then reverted back to the original idea of forming our party because that was the original intent.
Yeah.
So we started engaging the Electoral Commission with our documentation, and from December, we got our provisional license only on the 3rd of October 2025. And so we were proven right that if we had immediately started the process of getting our license, we wouldn't have made it in election 2024. It has taken us almost 10 months or 11 months to get this document. And so that is the foundation of it. And it is according to our plan, what our focus is, what our strategy is. That is why we have the United Party.
So there was the original intent. The moment Alan resigned from the MPP, there was an original intent to form his own political party.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we have looked at the dynamics in the Ghana politics. Without a political party, without your structures on the ground, it will be very difficult to, as it were, dislodge the duopoly. So it was clear from day one, except that the timing of it was so short that we couldn't have done it before election 2020. Well, that is why we deferred it and then made Mr. Alan Kyerematen to contest as an independent candidate.
So how do you respond to people who think that Mr. Alan Kyerematen is still bitter and has done this, taken this bold step due to the pain he's going through or because of the bitterness he suffered from the MPP?
So there is a difference between Mr. Lanchemante and the United Party. He's an individual. Yes, as a human being, that blood flows through you. You have every right to be bitter. I don't think any in your life you have been bitter when you are betrayed. Am I not right?
Yes.
So there is nothing wrong with any human being who feels betrayed, who feels that he has been robbed, he has been denied, he has deliberately been sidelined by a group of people, most of whom did not even have an iota of idea, the struggles that he, together with some young men in those days, went through to bring the political party that far. So that one is not, it must not be lost on all of us. But one of the disagreements is that the party has come because of bitterness. No, it has come because we believe that certain ideologies that we stand on to are not being followed. And political parties are based on ideologies. If I stand on to a political party because a party believed in free and market enterprise, believed in a divergent opinion, believed in the private sector, believed in decentralization, and all these things are not happening, then if you respect yourself, you must better find another place. In any case, if forming a new party or a new organization was anything wrong, then I'm not sure there would have been Methodist Church or Presbyterian Church, because all of them came from the Catholic Church. And indeed, they are doing well. I'm not sure that the Pentecostal churches would have sprung up because they also came from the Protestant churches. So it is within our right to form a political party. What is important is the vision that we hold, the objectives that we hold, the policies that we intend to bring on board, and the caliber of personalities that we intend to introduce into our body politic, to shape it and to move of our country.
On what grounds does Alan Kyerematen say he was betrayed? Hello, Solomon. Am I audible? Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I think we are having a challenge with your lines. If you can reposition yourself, try and see if you can adjust yourself just a little bit. We're losing you.
Of the laptop that must be fixed.
Okay, Solomon, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I will see my bars reducing to 1, meaning that the network is very terrible where I am.
Okay, apologies. I can hear you now, so let's try if we can continue. So I was asking, on what grounds is Alan, having the sentiments that the NPP betrayed him?
I think, Ali, we are moved beyond that. We don't want to belabor the point. We don't want to still be soaked in why Alan left the NPP. Now we are a united party. The NPP can take care of their own.
I actually asked this because in one of your submissions on another platform, I heard you say that when Alan was Minister for Trade and Industry, many times, almost all the sectors under his ministry was taken away from him by the president at the time and taken to the presidency.
These are public records. The betrayal of Alan, the hate for Alan Banana and Baumia was evident for everyone to see. How can you have a Minister for Trade and Industry who himself wrote the NPP trade policy in the NPP conference? The act of bringing assumption of office.
Okay, I'm still struggling to hear you. I'm not sure where you are, but let's see. Producers, if you can just, retry his line, cut it and call him back. But try and put him in the right position probably before we put him on, because we're yet to discuss the future of the UP Plus. So we will do that. Let's take a quick breather. We will come back with Solomon, I'm sure. If not, we'll come back to the guest and then look at the future of UP as well. Has it come to, scatter the NPP because it's a breakaway directly from the party? and gone back to, as Tabisa was saying, the original name, or one of the original names, because MPP has gone through quite a number of changes.
Identity.
We'll be back shortly.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend Kalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friend, me once now. Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friend is sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Tum preko.
Ama, nansi mi general well-being enko ye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basi makura. Ama me kunu ni me into kwankwa. Oh you right. Enye mo ko. Give us GC mixture and then the capsules. Aye num boom. And what's some na more kana? A boa emma ene meme nyina. Ne ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye be mesima. Ya, we be boa wo kunu. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyinya nanim te sese ne wo yi chokmo na. GC mixture and then a capsule.
A painful battle, one more menu for one and Quada when if you do me.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Chaco toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Chaco toothpaste. Kel Chaco toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, some make us a papadia to a mammy manful. Kel Chaco's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, and a sansu mama hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Chaco toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go fit the luckiest. Go fit from Georgia be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go fit be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go fit be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Fellow countrymen and fellow countrymen and women, today we are ushering a new era, a new dawn in Ghanaian politics. A new dawn that will end the divisiveness, acrimony, and rancor in politics in Ghana. A new dawn that will also end the duopoly in Ghanaian politics by offering Ghanaians a credible alternative and eliminate the culture of winner takes all. A new dawn.
Hello, Solo. Good morning. Again. Hello. Hello. Okay, it's a struggle. It's really a struggle this morning with Solomon Owusu. We're trying to have a bit of some talk with him. He is the Director of Communications for the United Party, and we're seeing to the future of the party. So we're teasing out some information that's been in the public domain. Some clarity will be put to it, and then I'm sure Ghanaians will have, fair clarity in their minds what this party stands for, what it has come into the system to do, and let's see how strong and the buoyancy nature of it, and how it can compete within the strengths of both the MPP and the NDC. Because as Alan was saying, it is bringing an alternative to the seeming duopoly that we have in the country. They want a third force, and the United Party, UP Plus, has come to play that role. We've seen it before. Quite a number of them have come, and they fizzled out somehow. The PPP came out stronger, almost getting about 2% in it. The last election that the PPP actually partook in, but it didn't really get anywhere. Is the UP Plus going to be a unique one? Solomon, let's try you once again. Can you hear me this time?
I can hear. I'm not audible enough.
Great. Yes, you are. You are. So you were on the point of explaining, Alan's reign. We'll get there. We'll finish with that, and then we'll also look at the future of UP. Finish with that submission, and then we get into other areas.
So, like I was saying, someone that wrote the trade policy in the NPP's manifesto and inserted in there that given the opportunity of the NPP government coming into power, the party would do, or the government will undertake what you call the one district, one factory. Now the party comes to power, and the very idea that he wrote it, the man was not dead, the man was not sick, he has been made a substantive minister for trade and industry, yet a secretariat for the one district, one factory was created and then taken from him and given to a separate entity to be headed by one Victor Hidikuledu. Someone who didn't have any clue about the whole idea. Now, beyond that, the president, the former president, the head for Allah, created another ministry called the Special Initiative Ministry. All over the world. Special Initiative Ministries fall under the Trading and Industry Ministry. That was taken out from Allah and given to Howard Kumsen. Now, agencies under Mr. Lantebante, well, check whether he was even given the opportunity to, as it were, choose the leadership or the chief executives of these institutions. Mr. Lantebante will appoint someone to the trade fair. By the time he gets there, the cabal would have sent their person there. He appoints someone to the free zones. By the time he gets there, the presidency has appointed someone. So it was just like they say in our local parlance, he was made Simpahene. Just be there, and we will take all it, we will cripple you, we will not allow you to function. He had to fight back. So for close to a year and a half to 2 years, that one district, one factory secretariat was not operating under him until they realized that the woman they gave that secretariat to was messing up. More than a year, there was nothing happening before they brought it back. Now guess what? When they brought it back to him, because they wanted to fail, so that they would use it against him in any presidential elections or presidential primaries, they gave him a paltry budgetary allocation of less than 300 million Ghana cedis. We're talking about creation of one district, one factory. And if you meant business, if you were really interested in dealing with the issues of unemployment, you wouldn't do that. But the interesting thing was that because of the credibility of the man, Alan Chemate, he was able to leverage his links with the private sector, especially the banks, to aid him with close to 3 billion Ghana cedis. That was how come when he took over, he was able to establish 296 factories at various levels of completion. That was a mark of ingenuity. That he decided to focus on building African continental trade. A lot of things happened, but just that if we were a leader, we processed it, we realized that they were not in there to help him. But what they forgot was that by doing this to Mr. Lantebante, it was also going to hurt your own government. But what the team youth have been yearning for is employment. So if you deny the ministry that could have created a enabling environment to aid in your government, instead of giving the trade and industry ministry that maximum budgetary support, they went and gave the office of the vice president, Alhaji Mamuwanya, close to 4 billion Ghana cedis to implement a bogus policy called NAPO. What was NAPO about? Graduates who have toiled, whose parents have paid huge sums of hostel fees, academic facilities are fee, residential facilities are fee, and so on and so forth. They made them to sit in their homes and they were paying them 700 cedis. And even with that, the numbers were inflated. So this is what we were talking about.
Are you saying, you are making a very serious allegation that NAPCO was established and the youth that were engaged were doing nothing but were being paid for doing nothing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even the numbers, the 100,000 number that we're talking about, I've set time with that number. I've asked this government in the mean business to go into the NAPCO and establish whether or not indeed that administration was paying 100,000 people. And I can bet my life and my life as well that those that were being paid every month were not more than 7,000 people.
We're not more than 40,000.
7,000, I mean, not 40,000.
Wow. And that's why you describe it as a bogus policy.
Obviously, it's a bogus policy. As it's given with the estimated number of 7,000 I'm talking about, they still owe some of them. They owe them in their various homes. The 700 Ghana they were not paying. How would you, as a government, come to power or in opposition claim that you believe in the free market enterprise, that you are going to establish one district, one factory, and you would have money close to 4 billion, and you will not give it to the private sector or give it to the trade and industry ministry to help businesses, the enterprises to expand the business to absorb the very people that you want to employ? Who will do this? Who will just give space for real Mercedes for no one can? On the economy of Ghana. But it was a bogus policy, and that is how it couldn't survive. If it was a good policy, it would have survived now. They have to discontinue it because of the bogus nature of it. And all this came because of the hatred. They wanted to propel Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia into that limelight, that indeed he was the one creating jobs. He was helping the Jimmy youth. But a policy that is not well thought through, that is not sincere, that is not honest, that's not suffice. And that's not survive.
I'm sure you've heard a lot of the talk about the oral team, what it sets itself out for, and you may want to help Ghana investigate this allegation or wild allegation you're making as far as the NAPCO policy is concerned.
The oral does not need me. They must only go and require the information. You claim you were paying 100,000 people. Give us the list. That's why they don't need me. They have to go and do it. I've given them the information. I don't have to help them. They are in government now. They have access to every available information. So we're not playing them on tabletop. They must produce the vouchers and the payment warrants and so on and so forth, the various accounts. If National Service has ghost names, I'm giving you a clue. If National Service has a ghost name of close to 60,000, then that must inform me what was happening to NAPCO.
Interesting. Interesting. We're talking UP, but we're delving into, different. Solomon, thank you for that revelation. Maybe for the appropriate investigation team to, follow up on that. I'm sure you will support if they need your assistance. But let's come back to UP. So what is the future of UP? There's been a lot of talk. You've been engaged in analysis of how political parties have emerged from existing ones and did not yield to any positive results. Here on the platform, there's been some predictions that after 2028, we will not hear of you again. You cannot survive the heat of the political terrain in Ghana. What's your future looking like?
When we came with the movement for change, which was just a special purpose vehicle, we were told by our adversaries that the lifespan of a butterfly was only 2 weeks. And between September 23, 2023 to this, I'm sure it's more than 2 weeks. Is that not the case? We have survived. Even as a movement, you constantly see our communicators on all that platform. And that is one mode of content or fight I'll pick with Metro TV. That it cannot just be that Metro TV would have paneled only MPP NDC. When it happens, then it means you are the people creating that narrative that Ghana is for two political parties. If we are doing multi-party or pluralism, then every political party must have a representation on your various networks. That is the only way that the Ghanaian will be treated to all policy shapes of policies or divergent opinion. So that one is for the media, and Metro TV, you will not be left out of it. They say organization decides everything. And so long as organization decides everything, we would introduce to the people of this country how organized we are. In the coming days, you are going to see all our offices in the 276 constituencies. You are going to find our polling station executives. You are going to find our national executives. Already we have the interim national executives and the interim regional executives. You are going to see our constituency executives. And we will begin to roll out our polling. Already we have the plan in place. Mind you, our blueprint is the great transformation plan. It is a matter of going back to the people of this country and explaining to them the need, the reason why they must do away with the duopoly and settle on the United Party. If after 32 years of our lives, we continue to see the destruction of our environment, terrible roads, terrible hospitals, terrible schools, and so on and so forth. What makes anybody to think that the Ghanaian still wants to enjoy poverty? Poverty is not our portion. It is bad leadership that has led us or that has brought us that far. And so we believe that the organizational structures that I'm putting in, that I've enumerated to you, will see us there. And mind you, election 2028 is going to start from point zero. I keep making this reference to people or addressing people's mind to this fact that growing up, I only saw two vibrant football teams in Ghana, Kodoko or Hasufo. Nobody thought that a time would come that these two parties or these two football clubs will be struggling to even play fourth and fifth in our football arena. Today, these two teams are struggling to occupy the fourth and fifth in our league. That is the same mentality they have with the NDC and NDP. Go to these two parties and ask them of their membership, people that are registered with them. And I can tell you that none of the two parties have registered members that are more than 400,000. So what it means is that we have a lot of fanatics, floating voters. What these people need is the reassurance. And you can reassure people with the credibility of your policy, with the credibility of the people that are leading our political party. You can't tell me that Boniface is a minnow in Ghana's politics, that Boadia Samoa is a minnow in Ghana's politics, Osuna Doye is a minnow in Ghana's politics, and then you number of national executives and regional executives that we are coming for. Mind you, we have been part of the building of the NPP, and we know what we went through in building that party. And I can tell you for the rest of our lives, what we are going to do is to build a vibrant and robust political party called the United Party, that next year by now, when we are doing this interview, you will not be referring to the party, United Party, as a new party, as a small party, but a party that is dislodging one of the duopolies.
Right. Solomon, Metro TV has heard your request. We'll take note of that.
That one is not going to, it's non-negotiable. We have to be offered a seat there to operate. It has to be. Else you will be aiding in the duopoly business in this country. That NDC and people, that they have the nerve sometimes to even boycott some of the stations that won't come, and they will be begging them. Taxing me, the hope of glory. Why must you be begging? When there are a lot of political parties, but it's the access and inaccess of the media houses that is creating. You are only offering biased position to the Ghanaians as though we have only two political parties. It should not be continued.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Solomon Owusu. And he is Director of Communications for the United Party, UP+, that has now joined the multiplicity of political parties that we have in that country. Prof, you were on the floor before we went on the break, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me have you
I think
and land.
Solomon have really spoken, and for me, some of a comment he made seems to be a great revelation concerning the NAPCO. And I think, I'm sure that the Committee on Oral are watching this program and should take note of the comment he has made. Because if National Service, we could have that huge number of post names, then NAPCO is a place that they need to look at. The former regime, or the NPP regime, has really been a time of looting and sharing. And so if some people felt left out, of course, we would see whatever we are seeing today. When you look at the NPP as a political party, you could see that sometimes there seems to be some manipulations to favor some individual, and that is what is bringing these breakaway, as we can see. Look at their current primary. The normal structure or the normal procedure is that you should have a polling station elections, you would have constituency elections, and then regional before you go for your flag bearer election. But look at what is happening. They are going to select the flag bearer using the old executive. Why is it so? It is so because that was what favored Bawumia. And so they want to keep the structure as it is so that it will favor a particular candidate. And that's exactly what they are doing. I mean, it's just unheard of that you will choose a leader before you will now go and then select the lower level when it comes to party leadership. It's always that you select the lower level first before you. And they are doing so because they know that it's the old people who are still there. And if the old people go and vote, it will still be the same pattern. So they have a very cunning way, very, crafty way of achieving whatever strategy they put in place to achieve something. And that is what is, bringing up all this. But for me, I can only wish UP Plus Party well. I know that they have a very good communicators, like Solomon indicated. And as he said, it will be nice for people to give audience to them or give them platform to really market them. I know.
I mean, Metro TV does, except for the fact that Good Morning Ghana.
Yes, so Good Morning. So I think that is a comment.
I'm sure he was directing his concern to Good Morning Ghana. Since
yes, exactly.
To be
exactly.
The biggest political
exactly.
platform.
Yeah. So as I said, I can only wish them well. But the MPP, as I indicated earlier on, they've lost their identity. I remember my co-panelist indicated that the youth, is just worried for the youth why they are following this party. I mean, if you are a youth and you know that your identity is lost, it's just fair to identify your identity and go back. And these people felt that, well, they came from UP. And today, the MPP as a political party have lost that UP tradition. So it is just fair to say, Sankofa, and that's what they have done. And so we can only wish them well. And then I hope that, well, they stand as a third force. But for us, NDC, we are focused in building the Ghana that we want. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a man of action, a man of his words. He said he was going to make things better for Ghana. Today we are talking about single-digit inflation. We are seeing the CD, quite stable. Now it's almost, it's around 10 points, I think.
0.
Exactly, and it's also boosting the confidence of the markets, men and women, and also the investors. And of course, when CD is stable, it's more or less like more savings in the pocket of individual because prices are stable. You would not have the kind of inflation that we had during the MPP. We are seeing a number of people also, getting jobs. And so Ghanaians averagely are better off today, and we are focused to continue that and to also do more. And so for us, I think we are focused to build a Ghana that we want, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is just doing exactly that. So
let me, Tabitha.
Yes.
Quickly, because you've had your 10 already, but I'll give you some few minutes.
Yes. So you see, I think Solomon Owusu's calling has actually done them more damage than they think they were going to salvage their image. Listening to him, I was like, did he actually look at the Electoral Commission's final results, what they tallied for the various political parties? If
in the 2024
elections, if Cheddar just sophist, okay, in our body politics not long ago, and was able to gather 0.7%, 0.76%, and you, who have been in the system for a very long time, only made 0.2%, a difference of 0.56. That's so much. That's so much. And you see, they are dreaming of introducing a triopoly. It's not going to happen.
No. To break the duopoly.
They want to break it
not
and
to
make
introduce
it
a third force. But a third force is not necessarily introducing a triopoly. It's just that they want to weaken the strengths of the two.
Oh, that is the plan. So the plan
it has to be.
Okay, so the plan is not to ever win an election.
No, but if you weaken the two strong parties, what is the agenda? The agenda is to win.
They can't win. That's what I'm telling you, that if Cheddar...
What makes you think they can't?
Why? The statistics is there to guide us.
No, but statistics don't hold all the time.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It
Listen,
doesn't.
when you talk about popularity of an individual, I can tell you confidently that Alan was popular than Cheddar. Okay? When did Cheddar come? But he came and he was able to convince 0.76% of the population. And you who have been around for decades could only make 0.2%. And you are still dreaming that it is possible to cross 2028. Excuse me to say, the formation of UP is just for shaggy reasons. Excuse me to put it that way. But it is not really to make any impact. He even suggesting that their communicators should be given the opportunity to communicate. It's funny. Why am I saying so? I've been sitting with some of their communicators, and at times I wonder where they are. It's like they've lost their way. They rather speak in favor of the government. That is not what opposition parties do. Opposition parties are there to ensure that they put the party or the government of the day in order. But they always seem to be going with the flow. They've lost their way. And so I don't even think that we should be giving them audience. As I said.
How do you mean they're going with the flow?
Whatever the government of the day does, they don't see anything wrong with it. They are supporting it. I can give you instances where their communication director in the person of Mr. Solomon has done same. I've sat with him on several platforms, and I'm telling you that, you see, mostly they go with the government of the day, and that is not how it should happen. Why is it that when you were in existence, when Nanado was president, you were always fighting the government? But now that we are in opposition, you don't seem to behave like an opposition party. They have lost their way completely. And so that third force they are trying to, I think we should even be considering Cheddar as a possible,
third force.
Third force. That is it. That is it. And for the NDC, I just want to give them a word of caution that they should learn to, ziwomufiasem, just like their former president will tell them, that ziwomufiasem. You have a challenge coming very soon, and instead of you to rather think about your own, you are messing in other people's business.
What's that?
I'm talking about the exercises that was going on some few weeks ago that they have to halt. I'm talking about the people who are on a thank you tour that they were raising eyebrows. I'm talking about whatever is boiling within you people that you are trying very hard, to keep it out of the public eye. That let's all respect ourselves and keep to our boundaries. I think it will help both of us, because I am singularly very happy that we are going to do this very early to get it out of our way so that we can put ourselves together. As I said, people who are in opposition and are supposed to be doing the opposition work with us are not doing it. So we need to put our house in order to come and put the government of the day on their toes. And that is exactly what we will do to salvage the situation in this country. Okay. Because Galamsey is an issue that we should all fight.
I want to do a quick one before we go for break, and we come and talk about Galamsey. Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Asiama has assured that Ghana will be able to exit the current program with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, next year. So according to him, the countries, that they've all gone for the conference, and, they are having small cell meetings and conferences, so they speak with international agencies trying to attract investors into the country. According to him, the country is currently ahead of most of the targets and benchmarks under the IMF program. The governor noted that Ghana has worked hard to undertake the necessary reforms to firmly stabilize the economy. Dr. Siama gave the assurance during an interaction with IMF Director of the African Department, Abebi Selassie, on the sidelines of the IMF World Bank annual meeting in Washington, D.C. The discussion formed part of the Governor Talks series organized by the IMF, focusing on Ghana's recent macroeconomic journey marked by external shocks, fiscal vulnerabilities, and challenging global environment. The governor's assurance comes at the time when there have been reports suggesting that the country could be forced to extend the IMF program to give investors and development partners confidence in government's commitment to fiscal discipline. So, however, Dr. Siama remarks appear to calm such fears. Quote, we should not forget that when this administration took over, there were concerns that we should cancel the program, and there were also doubts about whether we could carry on with it. He said, quote, but the current development showed that we have delivered that and turned things round. If I want to listen to the video, he said we've turned the corner. This turned the corner statement. He further also noted that the current ECF program has also introduced a lot of structural reforms, including those designed and strengthening the Bank of Ghana's operational capacity and its monetary policy framework. Ghana signed up for the IMF program in 2023, which is expected to end in May 2026, according to the fund. It has already advanced more than $2 billion to support Ghana's macroeconomic recovery. So Dr. Siama also praised the IMF for the support it has provided to establish or to stabilize Ghana's economy. The economic recovery says that the governor highlighted some of the drastic measures undertaken by both fiscal and monetary authorities to stabilize the economy. Quote, we met an economy that was challenged with high levels of inflation, and this was our priority when the administration took over, he said. Dr. Siama added that the Bank of Ghana worked hard to tighten monetary policy and step up liquidity management. He revealed that following the high inflation levels experienced during 2023 and 2024, the central bank moved swiftly to raise the policy rates and strengthen liquidity control. Now, these measures also have helped to reduce inflation to 9.4% as of September 2025, he said. Prof, I'll let you touch on this briefly. What you have done with the economy, how the Bank of Ghana governor was explaining, and what we're expecting by 2026 we should be exiting. Can we sustain after exiting? Because there's been also some economic analysis that we still, are struggling in certain parts of the economy, and we need some bolts and nuts.
Yeah, per the structure of the program, you are supposed to exit next year. I mean, when you look at all the indicators now, I think Ghana is on the right course. Our city have stabilized. We've seen some growth in various sectors. The gold board in place also, we are seeing a lot of revenue trickling in. And so for me, if all these indicators point to the right direction or are giving good indication, it shows that Ghana is ready to leave the IMF per the program that has been put in place. I mean, when you look at inflation, where it was and where we are now, you can see that Ato Forson and his team, as well as Gold Board and the NDC team in general, are working hard to really put Ghana in the best position that we've ever been before 2017 when NPP came to power. And so the NDC will not be like the NPP who came and accused NDC so much in opposition about going to IMF, but when they came, they rather extended the period. For us, we are saying that the program is supposed to end 2026, and so it is, and they are working hard to make sure that when we leave the program, we would be able to, spend within our means and to also stabilize the economies as it is. So yes, the governor has spoken. I think that is how it is.
Possible that with the IMF, with the presence of the IMF, is definitely instill some discipline within the economy. So you came into power. Inflation was around
24%. Yeah.
You moved all the way to 9%, very low. But I can say that maybe the discipline is guiding us. Are we not too quick to, be projecting our sustainability after the exits of the IMF?
I don't think it's because IMF is putting some stringent measures in place. That is why inflation is dropping as we are seeing. But it is because we have people who have vision. We have people who are not greedy as we saw in the past. We have people who have Ghanaians at heart and know where we came from. 2022, what we went through up to 2024, December, we have people who have that compassion and know that the ordinary Ghanaian out there who is struggling to make an ends meet needs a comfortable life. We have people who care about the ordinary. I mean, this morning when you are just driving, you see a lot of people, doing hawking and things. They are people that this government cares so much about, the market women, the traders, who will have to use a lot of Ghana cedis to just get a dollar. These people know that the ordinary Ghanaian has suffered over the years. And so their vision, and we indicated, even from our manifesto, it was the people's manifesto, what the people want. And so as we have come to power, it's about following the manifesto, what we promised we're going to do, how government plan to spend within its limit to make sure that we do not overspend and then create the problem that the NPP left behind. So I know that it is not just the IMF, stringent measures put in place, but it is also that commitment that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama made to the people, the good people of Ghana, that he was going to stabilize the economy. He was going to make sure that we see growth. He was going to make sure that a lot of the youth that are unemployed will get, work to do. And by so doing, we would drive the economy to grow. So yes, the man of vision is in charge. We've given the steer to him. I remember in the run-up to the 2024 election, we heard a lot of Fasti and Mami. I'm sure Ghanaians know that, yes, a driver mate and a driver that have, driven to the dish, if we give the car to the mate, it was going to be a disaster. And they have given the car to a man of integrity, a man of vision, a man of compassion. And we are seeing the sign. So it is because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama have signed a social contract with the people. And one of it is to make sure that we spend within our means, to make sure that we see economic growth, to make sure that the city stabilizes, and he will keep to that. So yes, measures or there are steps put in place to make sure that even if we leave IMF, we will still see growth, we will still see the city being stable.
Right. Tabitha?
Yes. So, wow. The NDC so far, I think they inherited an economy that was recovering. And there was a plan, a strategic plan put in place by the IMF and the government of Ghana then to ensure our smooth, transition from what we were to what we should become in the nearest possible future. And I think if you had followed, the plan that IMF had in place for us up until the time that we will be exiting the program, I think we are still on course. And it comes to me as something that we should all be happy about, that we are recovering as a nation, because inflation, is going down, and that is laudable. But we need to also be very careful with some of the things that government is introducing. I just read a news item where the IMF's executive board recently said something that was somewhere in July, of this year, he cautioned the government concerning the way they have been pumping in forex into our economy. You know, and telling them that they should rather allow the market space and the indicators that actually, you know, have direct impact on our forex to do its work instead of the artificial, you know, manipulation of the cedi. Recently,
is that what the IMF said? The artificial manipulation of the
I
cedi?
am using the artificial because if the IMF is saying that, let me quote them.
If you can read.
Yes, that the executive board of the IMF in its fourth review under the standard credit facility arrangement with Ghana expressed concern about how the government has been pumping in forex to support the cedi against major currencies instead of allowing market factors to determine the stability of the local currency. So definitely there's some form of manipulation going on there. And that manipulation, as IMF has already indicated, will not stand the test of time and will not help with our recovery. And so the government has been cautioned. We are only praying that they will listen. Because I think before the cedi, you know, the dollars, I think somewhere last 2 weeks, the dollars was somewhere around 12 cedis, inching up to 13 cedis. But for some reasons, strange reasons, I heard they pumped in some billions of dollars into the system again. And so we were seeing some figures. I think somewhere last week, it was doing somewhere around 10 point something Ghana cedis. Honestly, we all want to see the cedi recover. That has always been our plan. That has always been what we want. The end goal is that Ghana wins. But the question is, must we win on a clean state or we should win, you know, with propaganda? If we do that, the nation will not do well. And so this caution should be something that should be at the back of their minds because we will ask them at the right time if they, you know, they send us to a place that is not of, you know, that wouldn't help our economy. And that rhetoric that you also went to the IMF, so if we are also going, what is wrong with that? I think at a point we should be able to stop it because the MPP as a political party actually didn't want to go to the IMF, but it was unfortunate that it got out of hands and, you know, we finally had to go there. So we are all praying.
I know when it comes to the, I think this was last week. I want to believe so. The control of the dollar in the system. The Bank of Ghana did something by increasing our foreign remittances percentage charges from 3% to 5%, which obviously will control your withdrawal of dollars because they are also trying to control how much dollars we bring into the system. So the previous 3% that we were charging has now been increased to 5%. And it tells you that you'll be paying more if you want to withdraw dollars into the system. So you lose out. So it's actually, the Bank of Ghana seems to be discouraging the use and the circulation of the dollars in the system, which is something that we should applaud. When you go to Singapore, you can't use dollars in the system. You can't.
Even South Africa.
Yes, you can't. Whatever you want to buy, they won't take it.
Yes.
They will tell you you're using Singaporean dollars or we don't, or you go and change. And they will, you know, make available the forex for you to go and change. And then you can come and buy. Sometimes you can stand there, they will go and change for you.
So you see, Annie,
so
that
these are some of the regulations the Bank of Ghana
that
is doing.
intervention is just a drop in the sea or the ocean. It's not really something that is substantial enough to curb the dollar cedi inflation. Yes, these are some interventions that can curb it, but you look at the quantum of effect and you see that the quantum of effect is near insignificant. So the question or what government should be doing is that, you know, dose of cedi, dollars pumped into the system should be checked. And they have been cautioned already. They should allow the market speak into our, you know, the currencies and their strength. If you artificially, okay, as I said, manipulate the system, you should not come out and be crying
You think the government is manipulating the system?
That is it.
That's what you think.
That is it. Because if you actually, if you are going to expatiate what the IMF wrote to them, that is what they are saying. That is what they are saying.
No.
Yes, listen, let me take it again. How the government has been pumping in forex to support the cedi against major currencies instead of allowing factors to determine the stability, market factors to, determine the stability of the local currency. So that intervention, as I said, is just like a drop of water in an ocean.
This was in July.
Yes.
This was in July.
Yes, and just
we are
2
in
weeks,
October.
Was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, we had the government pumped in some more billions of dollars into the system.
Okay, I didn't get that record.
Yeah, they did. And that is what actually, moved the cedi from the 12 cap to the 10 cap we are now experiencing. Just within some space of 2 or 3 days, it moved right from 12 cedis to 10 cedis. This tells you that something is happening that, shouldn't be happening. And as I said, eyebrows has already been raised. So if the government doesn't listen and allow the system itself to recover, we are just sitting on a time bomb. And we may just be, visiting them again. That is not what we all want, as I already indicated. We all want to see a government or a Ghana that is doing better. And,
Okay, so on your screen is the exchange rates currently. That's what we have on the screen, just in case you...
Yes, that is what I was talking to you about. But just check somewhere around Thursday, Wednesday, and you see how it transitioned. Well, let's all pray for the cedi, and let's pray for the government to be a listening government. Because if the IMF is the one that is helping us move out of where we are to a better economy, I think anything they tell us, we have to pay attention. Now, let me just do a little, flashback. I remember I was in a lecture. It wasn't really a lecture, but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was having this, media engagement when we were just about going for the elections. And he made mention of multinationals, coming in for gold instead of dollars and moving that one out. I think if the government, revisits some of these interventions, it will help. Instead of the multinationals sending the dollars out of the country, why don't they liaise with the gold board, to get the cedi equivalents of the gold and send it out and rather sell it out there, get the forex out there and leave the forex that we already have in the country so that, we don't have this inflation.
Is that what Dr. Bawumia is suggesting?
No, as I said, there was a lecture, it wasn't a lecture, as I said, where he made mention that some multinationals some time back, when we didn't really have so much dollar in the system, they battered with the gold. And I'm saying that if they can, revisit some of these interventions,
but those interventions
help.
Obviously didn't help.
It did.
How?
It did.
How?
That's, I'm surprised. Okay, fine. But you were there for the lecture.
No,
sorry, it wasn't. It was a media engagement
I'm
with.
just talking about.
He said that was what actually, helped us not to get to the junk, state as. Yes, he said it.
We were in the junk state.
No, we were not completely there.
Tabitha,
we were not completely.
Are you going to argue?
No, listen, we were not completely there. Like how was it? Which country was that? That had that. Forgotten the name of that country. There was a country like that. Forgotten the name of that country during the COVID era. That their economy just went broke and the center couldn't hold again, and the youth decided to.
Okay, I also want to recall.
Yes.
You are saying that.
Yeah, we could have been there.
But we were not there.
But we didn't get there because of some of these interventions. And I'm saying that if we can revisit some of these things, it will help. It's a suggestion. I'm not going to push it down their throats. I'm only suggesting because we all want the betterment of Ghana. We all want the president to do well, especially with the economy, because it affects all of us. It doesn't just affect one person. And you see, this intervention that you mentioned, where the government will be taking, is it 5 or 7% out of any dollar transaction?
Of foreign remittances.
Yes. It will affect businesses. And if it affects businesses, definitely you, the consumer of that business, will suffer whatever percentage the government is going to take. So it's a two-edged sword approach that they have taken. And if only we want to curb inflation, then we should be looking at some of these things too. So it's actually a dicey situation that they have introduced into the system. One that can go well for them and at the same time go against us as consumers of people that use dollar to do businesses in the country.
Okay. But for the record, we were in a junk economy. That's why we were shut out from the borrowing economy. That's why we couldn't go into the international world to borrow. We were in junk. It matters not who you want to
it's fine.
Compare us. It's okay. We were in a very bad state. I mean, but let's see how it goes. My worry, I'm not a fan of IMF. I'm particularly, let me just, declare my position. I'm not one person that is a fan of IMF. Yeah. Because I really don't understand how we always go and say, oh, we can't manage ourselves, come and manage us. Oh, we can't manage it. And we find it so, I don't know, it's like a bragging right we have when we're able to successfully
secure
IMF support. It's like,
not just IMF, but grant in general.
I just cannot. Yet when they come in, we seem to find our feet and we do the right things. How?
Now, I wish you could, get these charts on gold, export of gold from January 2025 till now and compare it to the previous years. I wish you could really project, and that would answer Tabitha's, question, how the NDC is pumping money, dollars into the system and stabilizing the cedi. Why we see inflation or why we see a cedi depreciation is the fact that we are not exporting, we are only importing, And so if Gold Board today is almost tripling the amount of tons of gold that they export today compared to the previous regime, it just tells you that Gold Board is reaping in a lot of dollars. And that dollar is available for the market men and women or traders in general to make use of. And for that matter, there is no pressure on the cedi. Unlike they who did all the gymnastics you can talk about. Gold for oil, it didn't hold. They put in place a team to see or to now investigate why the cedi was falling, a free fall like that. I mean, it didn't work. But we have in place Gold Board doing the magic, and the fact that NDC, this government, is disciplined when it comes to
are you talking about the Gold Board table?
Yes, so just to project for her to know that, yes, whilst maybe during the NPP era, there were a lot of leakages when it comes to smuggling of gold. Today, it's an offense if you go and buy gold without license, which means that the whole system is being structured. And when you have a structured system, you will be able to curtail smuggling, you will be able to curtail leakages, and hence you will be able to rope in more revenue. And that's what we are seeing. How come, from, I wish you, okay, so, no, this is
I'm sure
but you could see, put it on for now. Example, in January, whilst during the NPP era, you have about 2.8 million kilogram of gold being produced in January. As at the same January 2020, 2025, we are talking about 6.1.
Okay, it's on the board.
So, I mean, the difference is so much.
Producers, if you can expand
How
it a
come
little
you
for
were
us,
producing 2?
We'll be grateful.
And during NDC, we are talking about 6. The following month, and MPP, I don't know why my screens keep going off. In February, 3.1 during MPP era.
Kilograms.
And then NDC had 6.6. Then March, they had 3.0. NDC had 8.3. The margin is so much. It's so wide. What Tabitha should be asking herself is that how come during NDC era, we are seeing a lot of gold being exported? Does it mean that during the NPP era, people were exporting gold illegally? People were smuggling?
Are you linking it to the curtailing of smuggling?
Exactly. Yes, curtailing of smuggling, and also the fact that because the gold board was able to export more gold, the money was coming to government, not to individual. And for that matter, you won't be able to stabilize the city because now you have a lot of dollars in the system. You have a lot of forex having dollars, and so people can walk in and buy. No, the dollar goes up when there are few dollars, and a lot of people are chasing these dollars. So people just mention any exchange rate, and people are forced to buy because it is not there. And so now we have a lot of dollars dropping in because structures have been put in place to make sure that the leakages that we had during the NPP,
so if you move to March, it's also around 3.033 something. And the same time around March in 2025. Okay, I was looking at 2024. If you look at 2025, it's more like quadrupled. Oh no, tripled.
Yes.
To 8.328.
Yeah, so the question we should be asking ourselves is that why are we seeing this vast difference? So probably during the NPP time, gold or export of gold was quite low because the golds were in the hands of individuals. There were people who were smuggling gold, you know, out of the country without even paying the right.
So why do you think that it's easy for people to link it to Galamsey? That
it is not about Galamsey.
You're having an improvement or an increase in the exports because
it is
you are
not
benefiting
because
from
during
from
the NPP era, you know, individuals, you know, just go and buy gold. There are a lot of people within the market sector and just going and buying without even licenses. And these people, there are people who just put it in their bags and export it. People had so many ways of selling this gold out of the country. I think there was a statistics of the amount of gold that left the shore of Ghana without people paying tax. But now they have streamlined the systems. Like, look, if you want to deal in gold business, you have to come and get license. So individuals cannot just go and export gold. So gold is now being traded like cocoa. An individual cannot just, a farmer just load his bags of cocoa and it's like, I want to export cocoa.
So when we're able to institute this traceability system, as Sami Gyamfi has always been talking about, I think next year or something like that, traceability system will be, you know, implemented. That's because we also want to check even the gold board, track the gold, the source of it, to eliminate illegalities and all that from the system. Are we still going to be able to maintain the ways that we are measuring, the kilograms we're measuring, the quantity that we're getting?
If you look at the Gold Board Act, they are not supposed to buy gold from illegal source. Because if you are doing that, it means you are encouraging illegal mining.
Yes.
You know, I remember there was this country,
but the Gold Board still believes,
when they had,
but the Gold Board still believes that there are the people or the persons in the system that will still want to outwit the law.
That is where we have to enforce the law. We have to put structures in place to make sure that we block such individuals who would want to, you know, identify loopholes maybe in the law and take advantage of it. So laws are supposed to be reviewed. I mean, if you put in structure, you're supposed to review it, look at the loopholes, and then try to block it. And from day one, Gold Board is not supposed to buy gold from illegal miners because I mean, if you do that, then you even forfeit the purpose of Go Board, and then also you forfeit the purpose of fighting illegal mining or galamsey. Because if the people bring the gold and you buy, you are only empowering them to go and do more of illegality. Right. And so it should be on record that Go Board is not buying gold from illegal miners, but it is because they have put structures in place to make sure that individuals do not trade in gold without licenses, and also making sure that, you know, we seal smuggling of gold and also enhance roping in more money for the government.
Let me do this quickly before we take a break. Annie, good morning. The UP Plus is a threat to the MPP. That's why they are panicking and want to go to court. Annie, good morning. And you should now add the panel to be 3. I agree with Solomon Owusu. Do something about it, please. Alhaji Haruna from Ashaman is the one who is saying it. Alhaji, it will be considered. You don't know. Okay, so as for the Western Regional Coordinator of Alan Kyerematen, I can tell you without any trepidation that what Alan and his supporters have done is to assemble a brigade of bitter people and to frustrate the MPP. Nonetheless, we shall not be distracted. You recall that notable figures like Kusi Tano, Obeda Samoa, and Nana Kunido Ajuman Rawlings broke away from the National Democratic Congress NDC at different points in time to form their own parties, i.e., Reform Party, Democratic Freedom Party, and National Democratic Party, respectively to 2000, 2008, and 2012. Despite these high-profile departures, the NDC has remained formidable force. Interestingly, some of these figures have since returned to the NDC. The outright fabrication is vicious lies put out this morning by Solomon, and it's very shameful and reprehensible. Ghana's political landscape is largely dominated by 2 major political parties: the New Patriotic Party, NPP, and the National Democratic Congress, NDC. Nothing will change that. Manche Bruce, the second Takra. The Manche Bruce, I've seen your message, but Manche Bruce, you know that the CPP used to be very strong in this country, right? To the extent that they garnered more than 90% of elections in Ghana before. So if you want to talk about strength of political parties, please, political parties are not religious bodies. They are not Christianity or Islamic or anything like that. But thank you for the message anyway. I just want to tell you that to break, you know, the strength of political, not necessarily duopoly. For duopoly, it will always exist. But a political party can be taking over. It's also highly possible. Enoch in Afenya says that the people of Afenya want to ask former CJ if she's not fighting a losing battle in court. Former CJ, what at all have you left in the office that you want to go back and get? Acting CJ Bafuboni, please allow her to come and pick whatever she left at the office, please. PSC Tema Shipyard need a board, Mr. President. Okay, the massive shipyard doesn't have a board, you say. All right, thank you. This one also says, good morning, Annie. I'm Eben from Kwabinya. Madam Tokono also is wasting much time. The CJ's position is not a family property, so focus ahead on the things you want to do and not to return, period. Greetings to Vice President Nana Puku-Agyemang, TDC, boss honorable. Congratulate also Makafui Nunekpenu and Honorable Akwesi Mensah as PSC Tema Shipyard. Okay, the Tema people, today you're on us, right? Good morning to you. But let's take a quick break. I'll be back shortly and have a bite on Galamsey.
Let your kids stay the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby coat. In fact, bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Edi asema menya oden o tiantie mu amanfo ada wo hye me boso beto phone na mama me phone na say dada menya oden
the most surprised man.
Surprise ben.
Surprise.
Hey, Kofi papa. E phone o iPhone 13. Nanya ne?
Ende me fankofo bi mienu o. Amuko circle. Ene ba ko ne ka chena dan for hour. Ono odi ni Ghana card e call EBA phone so a otua 40% pen e di ni phone ma no a da aka no betua ne kakra. Timothy ya me drop na me so me call ho ana me kwanya wo phone de bre on.
Oh, Kofi papa me da say. I'm sure.
Wo EBA phones hadie yeton iPhones ne ho akade nyina ye sanso de ma wholesale so ye dealer na so pedodo atua anasa afi na wo hye iPhone business na sia braya sia ye hwehwe ye chira kwan e wa Accra Circle Mall any Tiptoe Lane modern photos in chain American Monso ye ni Odor Rice ene di nhwenim Kumase ye wedum ejekuma brunsan nim obetumi so hu ye e wo www.
Wabedum time aso je hwe watch na learning Missy, watch and learn. Mekwaya besisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her. Oh, dish. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready. Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
Na mom hwe na ndadanya a waso mosquito coil esudu wo mu no mu. Na say spray wo dan mu so a twan sima adronum ansa na akodan no mu.
Enkratoi FDA agiatum.
Ande zaba, e wo mo bodi no ma, enke kwana mo ba.
Oh, ko se. Ena me dia semesio. Kanene pa no na saa na me so ya na wode me edre na adi me nkwa no Kingdom Garlic Bitters.
No benefit
me benefit why oso kwato wo de
abrewa this mama abrente me shuve
wonante kakra na wabre nom Kingdom Garlic Bitters ene ne capsules ne nya hoden abre bia
Kingdom Garlic Bitters ene ne capsules
asembia anye ho
edebe ne wahu ama wani agise senior na me wife company won personal Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules nti sesia mpaso aye de
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules emani tie ni asumdie befi abre bia oba bia o de pua hawo no edro ba kupa wo hia ne Tremendous Capsules esiesie wo ma wo ye oba asima enro yi wo benya bi wo ba bia ye ton nro bia Kingdom Herbal no challenger
The pressure is getting. The pressure is getting.
Apologies, you're welcome back. I don't know why she's even accusing me to say that the pressure is getting. Okay. So I've just received, some updates from the camp of the MPP as it's gearing up to, elect executives as well to lead the party. The one, one new one has added on to the names that are in the system, and that is in the person of former Communications Minister, Madam Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, as General Secretary hopeful for the party. Right, so that's what you have on your screen. Dearest patrons, I come to you on this day of my birth with genuine regards. A lot of water has passed under the bridge since our stormy face off with ourselves and our base. We came out bruised, our individual and collective egos battered. We lie not in good place. However, as our great tradition had demonstrated over the years, influenced by the burgeoning spirit of resilience and purpose, that heralded our birth in Salt Pond, we will thrive. Now, scathe, we refused, or scathe, somebody would say, we refuse to be burnt, and it is in the unlikely circumstance that we set ourselves in a blazing inferno, enduring the ultimate sacrifice for the new patriotic party, MPP, development and freedom, we will rise. It will shape us, mold us, and like the phoenix, we will rise and be ready. Our situation is but a necessary phase of self-introspection and diagnosis towards our journey of reorganization. This caretaker NDC government is there not just because they are preferred, they are there because they lied their way into government amidst lofty promises. I don't know if I have read it all. Let me see if I have the, okay. I think that's about where it ends. I'm sure there is some omission. I'm sure we'll correct it, going forward. But that is a statement coming from the camp of Madam Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, Mrs., for that matter, General Secretary hopeful of the MPP. The latest I have joined the
race.
The race, yes. The executive position race. I don't have a lot of time, but
she's welcome. She's welcome. I'm singularly happy about her intentions of contesting for the secretary position of the party. We have to move away from that long tradition of women only contesting for women's organizer position and get more women to also play, strategic roles in the party. If you look at our party's organogram, you realize that after the chairman, the secretary, comes second. And so if you have the face of the women of the party...
But the secretary is technically the strongest of the executive structure.
Yes. So if you have a woman, occupying that position, I think it will also help, the image of women in the political party and to, further encourage more women to come up and stand for more positions and to offer whatever they can offer to the development of our great party. I'm singularly happy about her. She's one tough woman, and I know she can play the role. I wish her all the best. And yes, I think that is about it. And a very happy birthday to her.
Yes.
A very, very happy birthday to her. All the good things that she wants, I pray that she gets them. She has done so well for herself over the years, and I am clear in my mind that she can play the role. Coming, from the background of being a communications minister, why not? She can. She's qualified and she can play the role. But can I continue with?
Yes, you can. You want to say something to it quickly?
Well, I just wish her all the best as a woman, venturing into that position. I've always said I disagree with the notion that women should always go for women organizers.
You actually said you are a caretaker government.
And that is where I am coming
lied
from.
your way through.
That is the point that it's a non-starter for her. I can only wish her the best, but that aspect of her statement is a non-starter. If we talk about a government that have lied into governance, it's the NPP. Why didn't we hear when, during the 2016 election, one district, one factory, one village, one dam, one bamboo, one tilapia, and all kinds of things? When it came to power, look at the mess they left. One bamboo, one tilapia. Look at the mess they left. So it is a non-starter. It is a non-starter. Madam Osla, I say it is a non-starter because we all saw what NPP delivered. It's about sending over 58,000 Ghanaians back into the poverty line. It's about raising inflation from where they took it 14% to almost 54%.
No,
the
580,000.
580,000, yes, Ghanaians to poverty. They took inflation from 14 to 54%. They took the CD from 4 point something to almost 17%. So it is a non-starter. I beg her, Madam Osla, if you want the support of women for your candidature, don't just go into politics with that when it comes to the NDC, because it dents your credibility. It means that when you see red, you are able to defend that it is not red, it is black from what you are saying, because I mean, what you people should be doing is to apologize to Ghanaians what you took us through the past 8 years. You know, how pensioners how to now go and picket and beg government their own money since they 12 for, how to beg them to, to pay them. So I beg you, please, this one, dear, don't go there.
So the figure is 850,000.
850,000 Ghanaians, yes.
I even said 550.
Yes, it's 850,000 Ghanaians. So I can only wish her well, but as I said, she shouldn't go that tangent because you just infuriate Ghanaians. Everybody saw what happened. They talked about the fact that Alan didn't perform well and Shada. I didn't really want to even go there because, look, there were people who just want to see MPPs back in opposition. And so sometimes they really don't want to divide the vote to even talk about a rerun. And so if Alan did not perform, it's not because maybe people didn't really want to vote for it, but there was a strategic reason to just make sure that MPP is forgotten in this country, just as what happened to CPP. I'm sure that very soon MPP would also experience the same thing, and they may be completely out of the body politics when it comes to winning or governing this country, because we've seen what they delivered in this 8 years. So I would just plead with Madam Osla that please, if you go through that pageant, people will see you as not credible, because we all saw what you delivered in the past 8 years.
Yes. So you see, I don't know what warranted her attacks on the lady, Oslo Usu, but you see, the statement.
I'm not attacking her.
Oh no,
I'm not attacking her.
Her statement, that statement. But is it not true that it is a caretaker, government? It is true.
They're taking care for who?
For who? Right now, you are under the scrutiny of IMF. IMF is actually telling you how to govern the nation.
Look at what she's.
Oh yes, because no, but
that's why they are caretaker government.
Not necessarily. I'm just saying that as it stands, it's not like they are the people who are actually managing the economy of the nation. Okay, we are yet to see what you will do. So don't be in a hurry to say things that you cannot defend in the nearest possible future. I already told you that I don't wish you people to do bad. That is not my wish for you. But let's not hasten to, what do they call it? to an end where we don't have control over. Because we also know your history. We know your background, where you are coming from, and where you may go to if you don't, you know, take some precautions. And so let's keep that one down. She was here talking about illegal, what they call them, gold, and where are the missing gold? Why is it that when Gold Board came, they were selling or they were raking in more gold than what they were getting or what Ghana was getting under the supervision of the MPP? And it is clear that the gold they are getting is from the illegal miners. If you, as a government, it is not an allegation. You don't have any facts. No, don't tell me that I don't have. No. Because listen, it is a fact.
Hold on. We have a few minutes ago. You said I shouldn't tell you that
it is an allegation. Yes, why? Because it is an established fact that right now Galamsey is out of hands. We are actually experiencing the worst form of Galamsey in this country. And we have several people who have come to quantify and to justify same. So if you tell me that you are buying gold, but you cannot trace where the gold is coming from, then indirectly you are
no.
They are yet to establish the traceability of the gold.
The traceability system is not different to necessarily track where they buy gold from large-scale miners, about 8 companies, as far as I'm concerned. They buy gold from small-scale miners. There are small-scale miners, private companies that are established legally. And Gold Board trades with them. But the small-scale miners particularly must not purchase from illegal miners.
Thank you.
So the traceability system is to track and make sure that even those we are transacting with are not dealing with illegal miners.
Yes. So they are yet to establish that. That is what I said.
But that doesn't mean that all the gold we are buying are illegal gold.
You are trying to make the whole system look like it is without fault. There is fault.
I am not saying.
Listen.
That's why I support traceability. I'm not saying there is no fault.
So for now, you cannot confirm 100% that all the gold that Gold Board is purchasing is actually from only, legal sources. The reason why I'm saying this is this. Listen, Akonta Mines is a legally registered small-scale miner. But the government of the day is claiming that he is into illegal gold mining, isn't it? Yes. So it is possible to have licensed small-scale miners who are also doing illegal mining per the thinking of the NDC. And so you cannot tell me that all the gold you are getting are all from genuine sources.
You can only suspect.
You can only suspect.
No, you can only suspect.
I can only suspect.
No, you can't put your hand on it.
No, but I can confidently say that.
No, you can't.
So where are the rest of the gold going? Where are they going? The illegal miners, where are they going? Are we operating a porous system? Is that what you are telling me? Is that what you are telling me? The NDC is doing a poor job when it comes to Galamsey. And I can tell you that the reason why they are doing a poor job is because of their, they call it what? Their taste, or is it test for money?
Taste.
Yes.
Quest.
For money from illegal sources, that is fueling that. Why are you telling Ghanaians that you need $10 billion to curb illegal mining in Ghana? But you cannot put the systems that are already in place to check illegal mining. If you are telling us that...
Which system are already in place to check illegal mining?
They said they have introduced the various interventions they've been talking about that they have introduced. Why can't that one solve? And you are asking us to give you $10 billion to solve, illegal mining. Meanwhile, the government of the day, about 6 or 7 months ago, told us that they only made about $8 billion US dollars from the sale of gold. Okay. So if you are going to spend more money in solving gold, what do you call it, illegal mining, than what you get from illegal mining, then what is the wisdom in encouraging people to go into mining? Why can't you also, trigger the state of emergency to curb some of these things that you want to use more money to solve? It doesn't make sense.
I beg you, 1 minute.
Completely off, and she's
no, I'm not
really,
completely off. I am telling you
what
that
she's
your
talking
gold
about.
board is just...
Okay, so can you allow me when we're talking?
You said I'm completely off.
I said
I'm not off. Maybe
talking,
you did not understand me. Let me let you understand me so you can make your submissions.
Can you control her?
If not, your submissions will not hold.
Okay.
I'm saying that
your
gold board is
please,
buying
please,
gold from places that they can't establish
whether
they are from legal or illegal miners.
You have
and you cannot hide
any
from that.
evidence what she's talking about.
There is evidence.
I mean, you can see that she's completely dazed, and what she's saying seems not to really have a feet to stand on.
It has feet. You can't tell us that you are buying gold, meanwhile you don't know where you are buying the gold from.
To bring people together so that we could curtail illegal, we can curtail smuggling of gold. And so because they are trying to curtail smuggling of gold, it means what? More people are bringing their gold to Gold Board. And Gold Board has spelled out clearly where they are getting their gold from. And so if today you are saying that they are getting more gold because they are buying gold from illegal money. It's not here nor there because under your tenure, we saw a lot of illegal money, including even
if you put gold here. How do you know where the gold is coming from? Whether it's from
Enya victory garlic mixture na wati ni bi na ate ni say na eduro ni tie na no pasem ni say eduro we adwuma enye titru pa ni say ebeboa ananna ne srade e wo ni badua ni muntin mu ama ohu atwo kura de di kan oba bi wo ho a okomfikyire a ema eduro agunya